When is ESPN gonna just give Monty Williams his props? When? When is Monty Williams going to get his props? All right. It is possible to compliment Monty Williams and Chris Paul. You can compliment Chris Paul without taking away from Monty Williams. Oh, you don't know what I'm talking about, right? Okay, excuse me. Let me backtrack a bit. All right, so last night in what was a very, very thrilling game between the Suns of Phoenix versus the Clippers of Los Angeles. All right. But that's that Jerry Jones. I think, that was Jerry Jones who said Los Angeles like that on Colin Cowherd. He said Los Angeles. All right, but anyways, Clippers versus Suns, Suns versus Clippers. Very, very good game. A lot of back and forth. You thought the Suns was about to blow them away. Then the Clippers crept back up, and you thought the Clippers had the game. Then the Suns take it away. Then you thought the Suns had the game. Then the Clippers take it away. Then you thought the Clippers had it away. Then, boom, DeAndre Ayton. I told y'all. Check the episode I did a couple episodes ago. Hey, DeAndre Ayton is going to be the key, and he is a big key. Doesn't matter if Chris Paul is playing. Doesn't matter if I was going to say Blake Griffin. Doesn't matter if Devin Booker is going off, okay? Devin Booker did not have his best game, but hey, resilience, persevered through that game. But DeAndre Ayton balled, man. He balled, and he is a big mismatch. But anyway, so let's get back to what I was saying. All right, so Michael Wilbon and Stephen A. Smith, at the end of the game, they said, man, the spirit of Chris Paul was flowing through Cameron Payne's veins. The spirit of Chris Paul? Chris Paul is living. He's not dead. Chris Paul's spirit is in Chris Paul. All right? And I would think if his spirit was to go somewhere, it's going to go to his kids. But anyways, they said the spirit and Cameron Payne, he displayed the intellect of Chris Paul. No, man, he displayed the intellect, the mental intellect of Cameron Payne, man. This is not Cameron Payne's first season with the Suns. He was there last year, and he went through. He's been having some ups and downs throughout his career. When he went to Chicago, after he left, you had one of the coaches or whoever it was close to the situation said they knew he couldn't play after the second practice. Now, this is one coaching staff saying that about him. All right, but he comes over to Monty Williams. Check this out. So you got a coaching staff in Chicago who said that this kid cannot play. This young man cannot play. All right, after two practices, right? How much can you go through after two practices and you realize somebody cannot play? Okay, all right, fine. You say he cannot play. He goes to Phoenix with head coach Monty Williams. Guess what? Last year becomes a solid rotational player coming off the bench. Okay? All right. He was on that squad where they went, what was it, 8-0, 10-0 in the bubble last year? All right. This year, he's having a real good year backing up Chris Paul. Now, don't get me wrong. Most likely, yeah, he's learning some stuff from Chris Paul. How can you not learn anything from Chris Paul? But to assume and to put it out there as if he's only learning everything he's learned is from Chris Paul. No. Are you serious? Come on, man. Some people are late bloomers. But anyways, check this out. You're discrediting Monty Williams when you say that, Michael Wilbon, when you say that, Stephen A. Smith. And I'm shocked because Stephen A. Smith and Michael Wilbon, they have been campaigning for years, for decades about, hey, more representation, more African-American coaches, more coaches in the NBA of people of color. Okay? They both have been campaigning for that. And now that you have one, that's a brilliant coach. And Monty Williams has always been a brilliant coach, okay? But it's the world is able to see how brilliant of a coach Monty Williams is. And then you take that as a moment to prop up Chris Paul. Chris Paul didn't call that. What was it? They say, yeah. Michael Wilbon said that. What did he say? He said, DeAndre Ayton didn't play this good until October when Chris Paul got there. That is a a lie. As a matter of fact, last year DeAndre Ayton averaged 4 more points per game than he did this year. And he averaged 4 more rebounds a game than he did this year. This year he averaged 14 points, 10 rebounds. Last year he averaged 18 points, 14 rebounds. I'm not making this up, people. See, people, well, it's not most people. It's ESPN. But see, the thing about it, they have that platform where it's like, hey, man, like, I get it. You want to tell an entertaining story. I got no problem with that. All right. But Monty Williams is an entertaining story. DeAndre Ayton is an entertaining story. You know, he was the number 1 draft pick a few years ago out of Arizona. He's like Rod Tidwell. Played in Arizona in college, and now he's playing in Phoenix, Arizona, in as a professional. He wants Arizona dollars. That's what Rod Tidwell said in Jerry Maguire. Go watch that movie, good movie. But anyways, what about Devin Booker? That's a great story to tell. And don't miss me with that. He's the next Kobe Bryant. No. Devin Booker is brilliant right now, and he has a lot to prove before you can even compare him to Kobe Bryant. All right. Now, and there's so many shooting guards that's great. That's not Kobe Bryant. You know, well, Jordan is above Kobe, but you have Clyde the Glide Drexler. Okay. You have Mitch Richmond. All right. Right now, currently playing, you have James Harden, Klay Thompson. All right. What about Dwayne Wade, Reggie Miller? Okay. Plenty of real great 2 guards, and it's like, hey, I can't put him above Dwayne Wade right now. No, man. D-Wade is a 3-time champion. But anyways, hey, he's on a roll. Now, Devin Booker, man, this guy, he has been balling since he got into the league. And he was coming off the bench in Kentucky. But all of a sudden, you want to credit Chris Paul for this man's success? Hey, if anything, okay, for his success, well, not just for his success, because number one, you want to credit his father, Melvin Booker. He played for the Rockets for 1 season back in '96. He played professional ball. His father can ball. So, number one, you got to credit this man's father and mother. But also, okay, he was mentored by Kobe. He worked out with Kobe Bryant, all right? So, I never look at Chris Paul on the same level as Kobe Bryant. Chris Paul is a real good competitor, but I don't look at him at the same level as Kobe Bryant, all right? But what I can say is that now, if they was to say, hey, you know, Kobe Bryant worked with him, Chris Paul worked with him, and Monty Williams has done an excellent job with him, fine. But when they say, hey, yeah, I know Monty Williams is the coach, yes, but this is all Chris Paul. No, So Monty Williams just not doing anything, huh? He just sitting there. Monty Williams just sitting there while Chris Paul is coaching from the couch via messages through his brother. Like, what kind of stuff is that? They kept Mike Wilborn talking about DeAndre Ayton. You ever wonder why DeAndre Ayton and Chris Paul is still in the game with DeAndre Ayton when they're up by 20 on opponents? Well, I didn't need to wonder why, because it's obvious you're trying to patch your stats. But I ain't going to knock it. But anyways, he said because they're running over plays and stuff for these type of situations. Okay? Guess what? Monty Williams said at his presser yesterday, and Shannon Sharp also said this on Undisputed with Skip. He said, Monty Williams said, they have never done that play before. This is the first time ever they drew up a play like that. So how can you say Chris Paul went over plays like that with DeAndre Ayton when Monty Williams said that they didn't? It's their first time doing this play. What's up with that? But anyways, what's wrong with giving Monty Williams his props? You know, I saw Stephen A. and Max Kellerman give all the props in the world to Tom Thibodeau for winning the Coach of the Year award, and he should not have won that. But you know, they're all cool with it because he's with the Knicks, and I like the Knicks. I think the Knicks. I'm glad they squad up this year and they made it to the playoffs. But Tom Thibodeau is not the head coach of the year. It's Monty Williams. But now it makes sense. It makes sense. See, because they can't give Monty Williams his props. Because if they give him his props, that means they have to pretty much admit that they're wrong by saying Tom Thibodeau should have been the head coach of the year. Because, see, if they give Monty Williams all the props that he deserves, there's no way in hell you're going to say that that Tom Thibodeau is the head coach, is the best coach of the year. I get it. Knicks hadn't made the playoffs in a while, so miss me with that. So the Suns haven't either. Okay, all right. So I mean, but Thibodeau still did a good job, but he already won one. Phil Jackson only won one Coach of the Year award. He has 11 rings. Tom Thibodeau has 2, no rings. Go figure. But Monty Williams has been doing an awesome job. People think Chris Paul came to the Phoenix Suns and all of a sudden they started winning. No. They were 10-0 in the bubble. All right. DeAndre Ayton missed about 35 games last year. They would have been a top 5 seed last year had DeAndre Ayton had not been hurt. Okay? Now, see, he missed 30 games. We're not even talking about the games that he actually played where injuries was probably bothering him, because it takes about 3 or 4 games, sometimes 5 games to even get back in game shape when you're coming off an injury. But when the bubble came, he was well rested and everything. He was ready to roll. All right? So that's what I'm saying, man. Like, since ESPN not going to give Coach Monty Williams his props, I'm going to give him his props. And I recommend all 86 of you all who subscribe to my channel, hey, give Monty Williams his props. Forget all what... See, that's what I'm saying. See, with Stephen A., a lot of times, whenever him and Max Kellerman are having a disagreement, and whenever Max Kellerman has a point, okay, Stephen A., and if he disagrees with Max Kellerman's point, Stephen A. will be like, I don't know why I'm sitting here talking basketball with you. They should pay me. You shouldn't even be on the show. That's why I'm like, okay, that's how you sound whenever Max Kellerman gets the best of you. But anyways, it's a shame. It's a damn shame, man, that, Monty Williams has done a brilliant job. Cameron Payne balled, people. It's one of those things. It's like, what about I'm shocked. Why nobody even bothered to mention that? Maybe it's Monty Williams' system. We know Chris Paul is great, but okay, they don't have Chris Paul. So it's 2 games they played that they won, and guess what? Cameron Payne has balled, career highs. Maybe it's the system. Maybe, could be. Also, had the Suns lost this game, you would not have heard anything about the spirit of Chris Paul flowing through the veins of Cameron Payne and Devin Booker. You know what happened had the Suns lost? They would have blamed Monty Williams. See, I have here's 2 of some things that I have a problem with. Got a problem with when they hype certain players up. They give them MVP. They give them the MVP rhythm, but they don't give them the MVP caliber player blues. What I mean by MVP caliber rhythm is that when you can take Chris Paul for example, when he has a real good game, guess what? That's why he should have been MVP. But when he has a bad game, they don't mention it. I thought he was supposed to be the MVP. Because guess what? We do that with KD. We do that with LeBron, with Harden. We do that with Giannis when they have bad games. We do that with Jokic when they have bad games and be like, I don't know if this person should be MVP. When they have great games, I see why they're the MVP. But see, with Chris Paul, all right, he has a good game. See, that's why he should be MVP. But when he has a bad game, nothing. You hear nothing. All right. So right here with Monty Williams, had the Suns lost the game, let's say if the Suns lose this series, they're going to put it on Monty Williams. But even if they lose, how about, okay, well, they still had the spirit of Chris Paul, but even the spirit of Chris Paul is not enough to beat the Los Angeles Clippers. And speaking of the spirit of Chris Paul, where was this spirit of Chris Paul when he was playing for my Rockets and we could have used his spirit in Game 6 and Game 7? Where was the spirit of Chris Paul when he played for the Clippers and the Hornets when games that he missed due to injury? But the spirit of Chris Paul arrives now. But they rather promote that narrative instead of just telling the truth that, hey, Monty Williams is a good coach. He called up a real good game plan, real good adjustments. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. I might be. But I know I'm not 100% wrong, and I know I'm not 100% right. I'm somewhere in the middle. How about y'all share your thoughts? Tell me, do you think that ESPN is giving Chris Paul too much credit? Share your thoughts down below and hit that like and subscribe button if you're watching the YouTube channel.